Hi everyone, I'm Airier, and today we're going to be checking out Tech Talks Battletech the Charger. Now, I know of this mech. It's a giant pile of very disappointing guns, and really good weapons if you can give them melee. A lot of the base models don't have that, so I'm going into this thinking, this is going to be one of those, remember when they tried something and it failed type videos, which is basically what a lot of the videos actually were, like the Blackjack before it got fixed. And we're not even going to start on the Baron warship because I've got PTSD for just how stupid it was realistically, which is its own kind of crazy. So, yeah, I have no idea what we're in for. Could be wrong because it's Tex. He could surprise me. I'm just really looking forward to see what other variations are when we finally get to that, because that will be fun. Getting through the Charger itself will be the Charger. Otherwise, you guys know the deal. Link below, original video. Hit it up. Let's get started. In the beginning, there was darkness. Did I forget to hit play or something? No, I did. It's just a really slow intro. And a different one than usual. The year is 2665. It is a time so prosperous they call it the golden age of the Star League. Far from the spotlight, an unknown company accidentally creates something truly special. Wait, what does that say? Wells Technol Diges? I want to say that's technologies, but it looks like there's a couple extra oh no, it's the shading. It's technologies. Okay. The shading threw me off. I thought there was lines and extra things where there weren't. Really weird choice, but it does work with the techno futuristic 70s vibe. The Black Pants Legion presents. Also, wow, the production value on this thing. Holy hell, man. I'm getting both Tron and Cyberpunk out the wazoo right now. Charger. Yeah, Charger. Oh, that's the top of it. Okay, no, seriously. I'm not even joking. I was blown away when they just did the little animations of the figures they had drawn up, and they combined them into levels stocked, and they had a bit of the animation of the Warhammer's building facility, and that's cool. Here, though, it's just like, we're going on full, like, 70s futuristic cyberpunk style, and it's honestly really cool, considering we're basically doing the equivalent of the 70s for the Battletech universe. If you make the decades last centuries, yeah, it kind of fits. Especially with the hair they were all drawn with. Featuring art from Relentless Rex, DC, Bruins, and Ray. Oh, they're putting the art credits right at the beginning. Oh, unless they were before and I missed it. I want to say that's a Black Knight, but no, I think no, it's a Phoenix Hawk style hand, but I don't recognize this arm. Is that a Frankenmech? No, it's probably just one I don't know. That might be a Griffin, but it's hard to tell from this angle. Plus, I don't remember the Griffins being so big. Or having arms that hold the guns built into it. Huh. Unless those were Chargers and I didn't realize it. Oh yeah, we're back to Van Zandt Museum. The Civil War because all men are brothers. Yeah. Looks like it's a Warhammer. Wait, does that mean the Amaris Warhammer? Oh, that's disturbing. Versus the Kerensky Orion. Yeah. Crow dogs.
Definition of crazy as we commonly accept it today.
No, go back a second. What the hell was that?
The definition of crazy as we
Is that a... Okay, I need to ask. Is that a giant-ass vulture flying away with a dog or a mountain lion? They're just dropping it in there. Come to Van Zandt, where the wildlife is scarier than the mechs, and the people will shoot you if you even look at them.
Commonly accepted today is the defined characteristic of being mentally unsound, marked by lack of thought, or driven by action which lacks sound reasoning. It is
free brisket beer, and bayonet breakfast. I'm gonna be completely honest, that first part, I'm a little surprised isn't actually a thing. The grand ol'... I can't actually see what something, and shooting range. Makes perfect sense. Tomorrow, Canopus funnel cake exhibit and CRP tent, or CPR tent. Yeah, Canopus. That's, yeah, that makes sense.
Anonymous in
oh god. Oh, they're actually in the theater now.
Impractical
Ooh,
or unusual.
Maybe they were before and I missed
extreme. It is by now From habit of use alone, a genericized word made more mundane with every individual misapplication.
Oh?
The definition of a truly bad mech, as we commonly accept it today,
Oh, that's how they're drawing the Charger?
is the character of being...
Huh. This is going to sound weird, but that's actually different than all the art I've seen of it. I know we saw it earlier, and that was apparently the Charger. I thought it was a much smaller mech, but no, that's the Charger. I recognize the shoulder plates now that I see them in the head, but this is a different art style than I'm used to. Maybe it's just a Mech Warrior 5 thing, or the mods I have are so crazy that things have just looked really weird. I'm going to go with that. It seems different. Also, the barrel arm, I don't remember that. I mean, I know it had alternate arm, but I don't remember it looking
something
like
very much like
Grant,
it.
I also never used the Charger.
And I, for one, believe that that assessment is inaccurate for a number of reasons. The Charger has been called the grand incarnation of Abigor or Elegos in the history of the military-industrial complex.
Do not actually know what those are.
By its pilots, however, it has been called the walking target, the most cursed machine, the embarrassment made manifest, the mech that Graft built, and most amusingly, the second most disappointing thing on two legs.
Enter the squared circle. Also, what do they mean the second most disappointing, unless the first one is either Nicholas Karinsky or Amaris? I have never seen this style of Charger. This is very different than I'm used to. But goddamn, that is a huge cockpit. Does something that a lot of Battletech art doesn't really give you. A sense of scale. Because usually it's all over the place being massive or tiny. And this one's like, yeah, I can sit back, relax, maybe bring an ice machine because it's so light. I mean, who really cares? I can power that thing. Yeah. It looks like there's apartments that are smaller than how big this cockpit is. Which is a joke, except for the fact that we all know it's actually true. And probably still cheaper than a Charger. Well, actually the Charger might be cheaper. Preamble. And hope it
I think these characterizations, as applied to the Charger and without context, are not entirely fair, as I firmly believe the Charger is frequently misunderstood and often miscast with minimal supporting context as a machine that has accidentally stumbled into and somehow survived 4 succession wars, and virtually everything else since, as some sort of bizarre military-industrial cryptid.
Wait, it survived? I was under the impression this was like just one of the designs they made later on because they had big mech but not good technology to use them. Apparently it was an early design? Was not expecting that.
Accordingly, I feel a more...
Okay, now this looks like a Charger I'm expecting. I don't know why, but maybe it's just the style I'm used to, but the previous ones with a more bulbous side instead of a gun, maybe that's it? But no, I don't think I had guns on them. They were always just small lasers that messed. Occasionally large lasers when I could do it in medium lasers if I could get a lot of them. But I recognize this. It's probably the head. It's probably the head that what did it, yeah.
A thorough examination, a much broader context, and some actual evidence will help us refute much of the mythos surrounding this machine.
So this is a redemption arc for the Charger.
Establish its actual place in history.
Was not expecting that.
And the real history of the Charger, or in a fashion, a much truer history, is indeed a strange tale. Like many...
No, go back. Wait, that was also a Charger? Seriously? That is a different piece of art. I remember seeing the helmet. I didn't realize that was a Charger. They look more like suits of armor in these than mechs. Again, the style changes a lot. These look more like people in actual armor, including the spike helmets and the radios, and the weapons make sense. And honestly, that's not a bad idea. They put a freaking axe blade on the bottom of the arm. Sure. Why not? It's not even the worst idea I've seen. It's basically the Axeman. Just 100-ton. Or is it an 80-tonner? I don't actually know. Again, I don't use Chargers that often. If Tex wasn't talking about how there's both Chargers and I kind of recognize the arm at this point, I would not have realized these were Chargers. There's a lot of variation in the art for this.
Wars, the Charger story is not a singular cohesive event, but rather a scattering of burned notes and margin citations cast like radioactive ash on the wind. As in fact, they were.
What?
To define the Charger by the machine as built and leave it at that, a tidy sum of its stats and munitions, it would fail to...
Meat parts... Pistola. leg, murder mitten. Oh my god.
Explain how these things endured their nuclear baptism of fire.
Feetsies.
And still somehow continue
That almost
to
looks like
haunt
an awesome with the
battlefields
Charger's
today.
arms.
Perhaps I'm old-fashioned, but I feel there's more to a mech than numbers. As frequently presented in a game of what if, or what might have been, the Charger stands.
We literally have an example of the Atlas putting the Charger in a headlock and giving it a noogie. I was not expecting to see that today, but now I have. And I have to say, I kind of like it.
Stands apart as the assault mech
Oh,
everyone
dear
laughs
God.
at. It's the poster boy of Star League malaise during the Golden Age.
Yeah.
It's 80 Star League tons of
So it's an
grade
80
A
tonner.
Star League graft, with 5 whole small lasers as the only listed weapon system, operating in the capacity of.
See this? I wouldn't have believed this was a Charger either. It just looks very slim. The head is bigger and rounder. It looks more like a person in armor than it does anything else. Hell, if it wasn't for the joint right there, I'd actually say this was just a person cosplaying a Charger. Also, it has better guns than a Charger usually does, so there's that too. The art on this really has
As
changed.
designed and presented, the Charger is unfortunate, with a side of damn. And reduced to such a simple analysis, the Charger has been a standard for academics on the manifold sins of the military-industrial complex. And yes, while the Charger is a very useful study in those areas indeed, there is another and very crucial part of the Charger story.
So it almost sounds like Tex is saying, yes, it's graft. Yes, this is literally the Baron in mech form. But it actually happened to fall into a niche he's about to go over that's actually good? I mean, I know what I would normally do with this is up armor it, give it a melee weapon, and all the possible speed boosters possible, because some you can't combine and that's annoying, but do that. Give it to an AI pilot in MechWarrior 5 who won't take damage from using a supercharger, and then just snipe everything trying to kill it and failing, because you put so much armor onto it, it can't die. It becomes a Franken mech at that point. It doesn't actually need to do any damage, it just needs to be there.
It's a story told in the margins of our shared history. A story set in the hard shadows of brighter lights. It is a story told between the graft of the machine as conceived and its actual end use. It is a story set in a wild and strange time. A time which directly shaped the.
Okay, I get Kurita, Davion, Lau, of course it's Lau, and, you know, Steiner, but I don't know who this is supposed to be, because they're actually, there's things on the side, and you think that would be the Lyran, but I'm not actually sure. Is that supposed to be Terran? Yeah, it looks like that's probably a fist on the side. It's probably Lyran.
Collapse of our civilization as we
Or the
knew
Steiners,
it,
yeah.
and quite literally, all of the fallout afterward. This thesis, as presented, is a summation of what, and more importantly,
a sword.
why
Nice.
the Charger is. We will explore how.
Okay, so they're
despite
using,
every
looks
claim
like
to it being
the old
absolutely
line art for it, just to make a really
useless,
flat
this
model.
stupid thing may in fact never die.
Wells Technologies.
As we slowly place the machine into context one piece at a time, we will find that the Charger stands at a very strange place in our collective history. For it was born in a strange era, thrown into another.
The Mean Machine. Mayhem 101. Thrash this. Hips are love. Oh my god. Heart Trip. I think that's actually off the mech, though the words are. Details. I think that's a Charger. No, it almost looks more like an Orion with Charger parts. It's like
and
really
then
off-centered.
Somehow, just like the rest
head.
of us, endured.
That's a Franken
On
mech,
the
all
matter
right.
of how and why, as argued by critics of the machine, I firmly believe the Charger to be a victim of that modern historical lens of plentiful choices and the infinite strategic arsenals of human imagination. And perhaps, in such form, the Charger may stand as an enduring invitation to remind ourselves that history is frequently not so simple as we make it out to be. To begin, we examine the roots of the Charger with its birthplace, a time so unique in opportunity and.
What the hell is going on over here? So we got the general with the lady, and then they're looking at the person who's spilling the food, and looks like were they hurt or something? And there's a bunch of probably Comstar guys being creepy, and Just a random guy with a murder glove dipped in blood. What? Giving them a high five to the happy couple who I'm definitely not about to murder. Okay, this is weird. The guy's just smiling watching all this. What is this art? There's a lot going on. I have no idea what any of it is.
Limitless graft. We historians gave it a label. We call it the Golden Age.
Okay, so that was a thing. I was not expecting Tech to defend the Charger so much. Not saying it isn't graft, not saying that it isn't got issues, on paper especially, but he seems to be alluding to this being a mech that's actually really good at being around because it survived 4 succession wars, which I wasn't expecting to be a Star League era model. I was expecting here, this is like, hey, yeah, it's kind of like one of those things they make that you don't want to use, but they kind of got plenty of them, which in its own right is a way to survive a lot, but still. I always thought this was like the Fiat of, not the Fiat, Fiat's actually a good car. What's a really horrible car? A Scion. It's like, hey, it's big, it's blocky, and God help you if you're driving one, it is a pain in the ass. Personal opinion, I'm going to stick to that. It just, I don't know where Texas is coming from on this one. And I'm actually really curious to find out because at least when I've used it, it's always been underwhelming, especially out of the gate. I never leave it out of the gate. And even then, it just, keep in mind, my bias is mostly towards MechWarrior 5 and Harebrained Schemes where the game didn't give you certain aspects that maybe the tabletop would have for modeling and changing things there. Unless you're using the base version, in which case there's a lot, but still, I want to know where Texas is coming from on this. What is this niche that it seemed to fill really damn well? Like, is it just a force multiplier in the sense that if anyone's really small, it looks like, hey guys, how you doing? I don't know why I was looking up for that one. I should be looking out, whatever. I don't know, and I'm really curious, so I'm going to go check it out. Honestly, though, I'm going to check it out after the live stream because I need to do that right now, and I'm actually late to that because I forgot what time it was when I started streaming, and that is going to be a problem because I should be doing that now. So that's why today's going to be a little short because I forgot. On the other hand, I'll just record another one tomorrow or tonight. I can do it immediately. Well, not immediately, I have to be later. But details. I basically need to manage my schedule better because I forgot I was going to stream right now. Yeah, that's on me. All the same, though, if you guys haven't already, there's a link below to the original video. Hit it up, and this isn't where I normally say, well, let me know what I missed, but I think we're getting to that. So I'm just really curious to find out. I'll see you guys then. Adios.